Okay, sandwiches is gone. No more sandwiches. So, wait. You guys had just seen this Mr. Maple person. Can't catch me! Running off, diving past the bridge, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
He seems like a cool dude.
Hmm. So what's the plan now? Are we going to go ahead and are we heading to the poker game, or are we doing something else? What we got?
We probably should show up to our own event.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Alright, you guys head to the poker game, or where you'd said to set it up. And you find...
Before we head off there, was Boone walking in the direction of where he was staying, if we knew where he was staying?
Heading to the hotel.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sweet. Continue.
Okay. You guys head off to where the poker game. The poker game was to be held. And when you get there, you find Bree. You find a snoozing Verzubek. He doesn't have the bag of gold that he won before with him. He's just there by himself, or with nothing else. And you find no one else. And as you get there, Bree looks up and says, about time you guys showed up. I was concerned you wouldn't have made it.
Oh, I thought we said it was going to be a late night one.
Of course. She looks at the clock nearby on the wall. Quite late, yeah. A few of the others, well, they came a little bit earlier, but they've all left now.
Dimitri would have been in the corner preparing for the game with lots of vodka. Also going, where is...
Well, you're still here and such, so if you guys are in for it...
Still here?
No,
the rest of you are in.
Of course. And Bree kicks Verzubek's foot. He wakes up. What? All right. Time to win some money. And you guys sit down. And you start to play your game of poker, which will go late into the night for some time.
Remind me why we said
blackjack.
I think it was to try and see what we could find about people being, see if we could get everyone together and sort of see what we could find out about people.
Yeah.
Just sort of.
You'd invited others like Boone and other people. All the other sort of higher tier ticket holders on the train. But yeah,
I was so hoping Boone was going to show up.
You go and find him if you want.
Let's wait. We'll wait.
Let's ask him what he's been up to today.
Yeah.
Murdered any people lately? Just be super subtle.
Boy, today was really murder, huh?
Didn't the heat tonight just kill? My goodness.
Intestines.
We're going to
hanging bodies.
Does it sometimes feel like your heart just is out of your chest, beating quickly?
I was actually kicked out of a club I used to be a member of. I guess they really dismembered me.
Oh, wait, so you said Bree and Dwarf Matt are here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had told you guys about everything I gathered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okie dokie then. We're all good. Let's play some poker, y'all.
Remind me again, who was supposed to be my bodyguard?
Your bodyguard?
Me.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so you guys get cracking on the poker. It's much the same repeat of what was going on at the bar. Verzubek, once again.
In a wind tunnel.
Right. Yeah, wind
Oh,
tunnel.
okay. Hang on.
We're actually playing on the open deck of the train as it's moving.
Better? Worse?
Better.
Okay, alright. God damn it, I had to take the fan off me. Okay, so, as you guys start playing poker, it's much the repeat. Sorry, I clicked a button by accident. That was just one of my shortcuts. I literally have a shortcut for telling you to fuck right off.
I was wondering why I was getting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's much the same repeat of what was going on at the bar. Verzubek, luckily just winning every hand. No matter how many times you guys try to keep such a close eye, he's most definitely not cheating. I'm going to assume that Adaisis, you're again going to try and detect some sort of magic. And in this environment, you do not even need to make a roll. You definitely recognize that there is some magic going on here, but not a magic you're familiar or confident in naming.
Okay.
I mean, it's all...
For the record, Adaisis is trying to fold early as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, you can recognize that you guys are gonna lose, but in the interest of you trying to keep these people here and talking, it does work. They do get discussing. Bree talks about her missing person, not saying who they are, but talks about the fact that she's have to go and sort out someone else now. It's all just a joke, right? Like no one really cares what we have to go through, which is just bloody.
Got
royal.
anyone in mind?
She laughs. You know the royalty. Keep a watch out tomorrow. You'll be able to tell who I've been hired for now.
What are they going places for?
She shrugged. Not my place to know or care.
Well, money's good. Speaking of which, I think I just lost again. Fold.
And she nods. She says, "Yeah, I'm gonna need all the good money if I keep playing with this prick here." She points at Verzubek, who laughs. Is anyone wanting to? So, in terms of money going out, this is all just small change. You guys don't need to worry about tracking the in or out. Would anyone like to up the ante some way?
Or I would Dimitri all in. Double or nothing.
How drunk are you, mate?
Well, how long have you guys been doing all your spycraft stuff? About that long?
Ah.
Oh boy.
Wait, Dimitri is saying that?
Yeah.
You get a couple of sideways glances from Bree and Verzubek.
Wait, no,
come
sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean about the spycraft stuff. I mean about saying like all shit. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Actually,
Are you
He's
sure?
drunk in
given
real
how
life.
drunk I
Do it.
am, maybe
Fucking do it.
Dimitri
really
just
is-
gonna
let's just go
throw
with
us
it.
under a bus.
Yeah, let's just
do it.
go with
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
God, no.
They both sideways look at you. Spycraft stuff? Come again?
What?
Who do you think we are, mate?
I told you, it's a
you're not-
religion. It's a religion.
A raft made of spikes. A spike raft. I'm sorry. Verzubek coughs. Perhaps there is something you need to share?
I need to share that. I might.
The game has
very-
stopped at this point. Everyone's just watching you.
Fuck.
Yeah,
We're just all looking at you. We're just like, what are you talking about?
Look, you weren't supposed to tell anyone I was peeping inside her window.
Bree looks at you. You were what?
Nothing.
She stands up, takes a step towards you, and grabs you at the scruff of the chin. Scruff of the neck. Sorry.
Scruff of the chin.
Under the chin, scruff of the neck. Whose window? And she squeezes.
Oh, no, not yours. You're not my type. No offense.
Roll me a bluff for this whole fucking... What the fuck?
Hey man, I don't even know who this lady is. I haven't been here for like 2 months.
This is true. She lets go. Lucky. So what the hell is going on? You said you're a spy? And she turns to Dimitri. Why the fuck are you drunk?
Drunk off his ass.
Why? Because I give everything for RHC, and know what they do? They make me beg for my badge. They almost throw me out. They throw me on this stupid train, middle of nowhere. Just it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
She looks at everyone else. As if like, what?
I shrug.
What?
I'm not with him. Why are you looking at me?
Hey fella, I think you've had a little too much to drink.
I'd drink too if I had to work for the RHC.
What's she gonna do? Arrest me? No, you can't, cause I only officer here.
Oh my god!
Oh, smooth.
Oh, I love you so much, Dimitri.
Citizens arrest.
All right. So
This
you
is a
sort
real thing that we can really do.
of you sort of deflect the FUBAR.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be just like, sad, drunk, depressed, rambling. So I think, hopefully everybody just thinks, okay, the guy's off his face. He's don't, hopefully nobody pays any attention to what the fuck I'm rambling about.
Yep. So you you're sort of left to your own devices and bottle for a while, and with that strange turn of events, whilst there's no big push to continue playing, the game quickly dies off. Verzuvak taking home the winnings once again, and he sort of
Somebody's going to try to kill him at this rate.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm afraid I must retire.
Mhm.
And he throws each of you a couple of gold coins each for being such good sports,
Mhm.
and heads off. Bree,
Mr. Tantlovich, may I speak for you just a moment in private?
look, I won fair and square.
No. I just walk over, just tap him by the shoulder, just move him over.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize for how I sounded at the bar. I wasn't trying to imply that you were cheating or anything. That was just an accident. Just from my.
He sort of claps you on the
Oh,
back.
you know.
And don't worry about it.
Mhm.
People always accuse me of cheating, and I mean, you bring up a good point. My research makes it seem like I may have somehow created some sort of enchantment, that alters my luck somehow. Like that would be possible. Who wouldn't think that I would do such a thing?
If I overhear this,
It
can I
would be
swear,
astounding.
like, is this
if I
that
ever
thing
heard
in
such
his
a thing.
pocket?
Oh,
Good thing we're all the way across
Roll
the
me a
room.
perception, Dimitri, and it's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be I'm sorry for taking things a bit off the rails.
You're not sorry at all.
I'm not actually, no.
Do you want to use your point?
Nah, I'm not gonna use it
Okay.
just to stir
You,
up
you
trouble.
don't hear. Yeah, you don't hear this discussion going on. So yeah, he says, if such a thing were to happen, well, you can imagine people would accuse me of it any chance they get.
I have a lot of books under my. I've read a lot of books, and there isn't anything I've read about that would hint to any sort of thing like that.
Yeah, of course. Of course, that would be most ridiculous. You do notice him, like, absent-mindedly sort of bringing his hand up to his jacket pocket and just tapping it softly, like he's making sure something's still there.
Mm-hmm.
And he bids you farewell again.
Mm-hmm.
Says, perhaps more conversation on the hunt tomorrow. Haha.
It's tomorrow. I didn't even realize. Yes, Yes. Until then.
No, it's fantastic. Well, I assume it's tomorrow. I'm going by what Malia told me. She told you the same, I expect.
Yes, I admit that I haven't been entirely interested, but I'm sure I'll be up there to watch.
Of course.
If nothing else.
He nods and leaves. Bree also excuses herself. She's got a bit of a good rapport with Severian.
I'll walk her home or whatever.
Okay. So yeah, you accompany her back to the hotel. As you guys are getting there, or walking there, I should say. She discusses a bit more, and she tells you who her bodyguard or target, like her assignment is. She tells you that it is one Luc Gier, nephew of Han Gier and cousin of Laia Gier, which those of you who have been around in the first adventure would be familiar with.
What was the name? Sorry.
Who was that again?
Laia Gier is the puzzle bitch that you all
Oh,
hated.
bitch.
Right.
Use her proper name.
You were. It is the nephew of Sovereign Han Gier, who is the Sovereign of Daenor. Laia Gier is betrothed to the King of Ryza in order to bring the nations closer. And Luc Gier, yes, there's Han, Laia, and Luke.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Wait, is bitch puzzle lady engaged to the king?
Yes. She is the Minister of Outsiders, and she is engaged to the King. Also, just to reiterate, like, how can you not have seen Mark Hamill in that picture?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see it.
And Laia Gier, little bit.
Oh, yep.
Well,
Han's
well,
not as
no
good.
one's
I don't
very
think
good.
Hans
Oh
is
my
good,
god.
but it's also supposed to be Harrison Ford.
I guess when you got this many characters, you got to find some ways of coming up with names.
Plus, I mean, it's a nerd hobby. If we can't be nerds about our nerd hobby, the fuck can we be nerds?
right? Yeah.
So yeah, Han is the sovereign. Laia is the Minister of Outsiders and also one of Han's niece. Sorry, and Luke is the nephew. And Bree tells you that Luke will be joining the train from tomorrow, as far as she knows, and he's to be her assignment for the remainder of the journey.
Now, just a quick question. On Axis Island, wasn't there like a secondary mission to try and find her brother? Is this the same person?
This is not the brother. That was a different Gier, Nathan Gier. These are cousins. He's a cousin of her.
Yeah. And that guy was taken from that guy from the unseen.
Yeah, Nathan Gier, you guys were unable to stop him getting kidnapped by Azrabe Viral.
Right, the
More
the
like we
friggin'
let him
Fey
get
guy.
kidnapped.
We should follow up on that one day.
Yeah, could do.
Wasn't he like a super Fey Titan guy or some shit?
Yes.
How about we
Mega
don't?
Fucking badass.
I mean, to find out what's happening, not to challenge him, just to Investigate.
I think it's fine. No.
Nah, fuck 'em. It's related to that lady you hated.
True that.
I think that's why we let him get kidnapped.
So, as you guys are approaching the hotel and she's telling you this, you spot climbing up the outside of the tower of the hotel, or the building of the hotel, a strange pair of testicles hanging from a naked man scaling the side of the
What?
building.
Wait, do they look familiar?
Well, it's only Severian and Bree here right now. Severian, you spot the exposed underside, it's a pleasant view, I'm sure, of Mr. Mapple scaling the side of the hotel.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh, hey, that's the guy the police were chasing earlier today. What the fuck?
Bree looks up, what the fuck? And then she sort of nods approvingly, and then says, perhaps we should tell someone inside? Also, that character's myself inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to lay my hands on him for a citizen's arrest.
She says, it's a bit of a climb, but she laughs. If you get close enough, at least there's something to grab onto.
Oh, come on. I don't want to take my work home with me.
Boy.
Says,
Yeah, right.
right, he's almost at the top. Maybe we should come at him from the inside?
Yeah, good idea. I wonder what he's up to.
She shrugged. Do we care?
I mean, I'm kind of interested.
Like what
There's
you see,
there's
huh?
got to be a story there, you know?
She just pats you on the shoulder and says, well, you have fun with that. I'm going to go to bed. And she heads inside to the hotel, leaving you with the decision of would you like to scale up the building after him, or head inside and form the hotel, or go and sort it out yourself.
That depends. Can I climb with acrobatics?
It'd be
Careful
athletics,
here, you'll make Sock really salty.
they're athletics, right? I think, yeah, climbing is athletics. Acrobatics is like pole vaulting. Yes.
Pole vault to the top of the building.
Just find a really long pole and you're good. Other than Mr. Mapple's long pole, of course.
Yes. Yeah, that's already at the top.
So he's up there. What's the building like again?
It's about like a 6-story building. He's nearing the sort of the penthouse suite, what it would be. And
Oh, so he's like trying to get
yeah, he's like
in.
scaling the outside, like going across balconies and then climbing up window frames. So that it's just Assassin's Creeding it, but he's slow. Like he's slow climbing. But it would be hard for you to climb much faster than him as well. It is not, handily trellised the entire way up the building.
Okay.
Fuck it up. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
I mean, I certainly can't athletics it.
Just run up the side, man. Anime style.
Do it.
Probably from the inside, and then maybe I can like climb out somewhere and climb the last little bit.
Like get to the floor below or something.
Yeah, like get to the roof, and take
Yeah, the
it
roof.
from there.
There's a roof access. You can get onto the roof and then climb down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head inside. Do you inform the hotel staff?
No. Let's handle it.
Okay. So you head inside and you're greeted by the desk clerk. Evening, sir. And he passes you a room key for your room. Here you go. And it's like on the 3rd floor. And you start heading up the stairs. You get to the roof. You come out the rooftop. And it's one of those doors that locks behind you. So you need to like pin it. But you get to the top and as you look down, you see that the side of the building you was climbing up is completely bare, and the penthouse window is open, and you see that like a flutter of a curtain on a breeze blowing out the window. He seems to have gotten inside.
Cool. I'm gonna swing on down there.
Okay. So you get on down.
Robin
It's a pretty
style.
easy climb. You get down like, I don't know, a gutter, I guess. And you get to the window and you get inside. The room that you come into, the sort of bedroom that's opening up to the window, is dark. The only light is coming from under a doorway, which appears to be the ensuite of this room. And you hear a soft da-da-da-da coming from the door. Just a man singing, humming, and whistling to himself.
I hope this isn't like his place.
he's just like awkwardly coming into the building how he likes to.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my house?
Let's take a look. Let's peek out and see what exactly he's up.
Okay, so you crack the bathroom door.
Just a bit.
Roll me a stealth check.
Ooh.
So you push the door open, and it opens quietly. Well-oiled hinges in the penthouse suite. You don't want any creaky doors. And you look inside and you see a bathtub. This bathtub has a mountain of bubbles just completely over the top. Otherwise, the bath seems empty. Or at least for a moment, it's empty, and the singing and the humming is currently not... You can't hear anything. And then there's a splash, and you hear, "Submarine!" And a guy dive up out of the bubbles, and then splash down into it, and you see the grey hair of the man before diving and playing in the bubble bath. You see the jacket that he was wearing, the patched and hold jacket, hanging on the back of a chair, as this man splashes about, sending bubbly bathwater spraying all over the floor. And then it goes quiet again as he submarines under the surface of the water. It's like a big
What
bath,
the
you know, like one of those
Fuck.
4-person square bath thing, like a spa, but bath.
Yeah, I'm just really worried I've just broken in on somebody's private fetish time. Like, this seems weird, but I don't know if it seems suspicious.
If this is not, I guess it depends on what you mean by suspicious.
Like, malicious in intent.
How would you like to try and verify the potential maliciousness of this?
Good question. You know, I have no idea. He's just taking a bath. He's got.
He's just playing in the bath, yeah.
Maybe this is his place. Gosh.
Are you worried about embarrassing yourself in front of the nudist or something?
There's another coming up for air, and he splashes up throughout, and then he sort of to the side of the bath, sits down. He's facing away from you at the moment, and he starts humming again. More of a sinister, almost Jaws-like tune. Doo-dum, doo-dum. But because of copyright issues, it goes doo-dum, doo-dum, doo-dum. Doo.
No, you see, mine goes din 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 din.
As a Jaws-esque theme.
Yeah.
Should I just confront him?
Should you?
Hey guy, what's all the nudism and
What the? Who's there?
climbing about?
And he stands up. Just spins around and stands up, fully exposing himself, except for his genitalia, which are covered by a strategically placed pile of bubbles. Thankfully.
How convenient.
Who are you? I didn't order any room service. Not that you would have brought any.
So, what's with all the running from the police and scaling buildings and
No idea what
whatever
you're
the fuck
talking about,
this
he
is?
says indignantly. And this is a bath. What's with all the... He sort of waves his hand. You being in my room business.
This is your room that
I
you
didn't
broke
say that.
into from the outside.
Yes. But why are you in it? If you broke into it as well, then why are you hitting me up about it?
Oh, well,
People
Here's
in
a point.
stone houses shouldn't throw glass. That's what they always say.
I was going to make a citizen's arrest, but now I'm just confused.
For what?
Streaking, I suppose?
Is that... Ooh. Who on earth was streaking? I mean, I'm in a bath. Of course I'm naked. You don't bath in your clothes, do you? And he looks at you and he says, look at the state of them. Do you even bath?
Not like that.
He shrugs. Well, maybe you should try it sometime. And almost jokingly, he just sort of like launches backwards into the bubbles with a splash. That sends water flying everywhere. And he comes up again, spitting water. So, back to the important questions. Why are you in this room?
Just a concerned citizen. I, didn't realize this was your suite.
It is pretty sweet. And then he sort of lifts his arm and points behind you and says, and who is that? Do you turn?
I'm so lost. Oldest trick in the book.
Oldest trick in the book. Do you turn
I'm just
to look?
gonna step to one side.
He sort of begins to overact. There! Behind you! The man! With a knife! Look out! And then when he knows that you're not going to turn, he's just like, oh, for heaven's sake! And he scoops up a fistful of bubbles and just throws them impotently at you, and they just maybe flutter half a foot away from him towards you, closing the distance almost zero. And then he begins to leap out of the bath towards his jacket.
That's the same jacket that, like, this is definitely the streaking guy, right?
Yes, absolutely. Now that the bubbles aren't in the way, without a doubt.
That distinctive.
Quite distinctive.
It leans slightly to the right, so you know. It's
It's got a kink in it. Ooh. But he quickly grabs the jacket. Do you make to stop him? Or do you make to do anything? Or are you just going to watch this all unfold?
I'm just gonna mage hand lift the jacket out of the way before he can get to it and, like, keep it just out of reach.
Roll me an Arcana check. Did that come through?
I heard you say roll
Oh,
a
yeah.
Arcana check.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Hello?
You roll an Arcana
Hello?
check. Roll an Arcana
I'm trying, but Fantasy Ground seems to be frozen up or
check. Okay.
something.
I'll roll it for you. Good luck. Did that show for everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No, roll it again. It does not show for me.
Okay, I'll roll it again for you. Oh, that one showed.
Yeah,
That
that
one
one
showed.
definitely. I saw that one.
Okay, so you you pick up the jacket and sort of move it just out of reach, and he slips because he's soapy water. He sort of slips around and piles into the chair that the jacket was on. He does, with the speed the slip gave him, manage to grab the jacket, but he is now sitting. And you have a moment of advantage if you want to try and stop him before he gets up again to try and go anywhere. He says, "What are you doing? Why are you trying to stop me get my clothes?" my pants!
I imagine wherever it is you left them when you took them off to run naked through the town.
He clicks his fingers. Ah, the lobby! Well, shall we? And he gestures to the door. The lobby?
The you should follow him.
That's a lot of Arcana rolls.
Oh, there's your Arcanas. Man, not a single one got even as high as the one I rolled.
Whoops.
That's alright. That would have just been a bit of lag.
I have so many questions.
Well, ask them, he says as he stands up and pulls the jacket over himself.
So are you crazy or just eccentric?
What about all of this makes you think I'm either of those things?
The part where you did the things you did? Your actions and also your words.
Basically, everything about this whole situation.
There is absolutely nothing about any of this that would make me not think that, so... Yeah.
He shrugged. Well, when you're me, I suppose, you do things like this. Can't argue with that, eh? Haha. And he sticks out his hand. Mr. Mapple, pleasure to meet you.
Right. So, how long have you been doing this streaking thing, and,
What, you're just going to leave him hanging there?
Yeah.
Rude.
He just leaves his hands out for as long as the conversation goes on.
I'll shake it with the mage hand.
His hand moves slightly. Weird. Well, I suppose I've been in naked for... How long has it been dark? 4 or 5 hours?
How come if this is your place, how come you were climbing up the outside instead of...
Never said it was my
going
place.
in? Whose place is it?
He says, there's a sign on the outside. Something about a hotel. I assume it belongs to the hotel owners.
You're not staying here, just kind of breaking in to take a fancy bath.
Well, I mean, that's less... That's a negative way of looking at it. I mean, we can all frame things horribly, like you just broke in to harass a poor naked man taking a bath.
That's true, but it's starting to look as if I may have been justified.
Please, elucidate. Elaborate? Elucidate? Fuck it, it's him. He says elucidate.
I mean, this is technically crime, right? You're doing crime.
Victimless crime. That's a lie. The people who have to clean the bathroom are the real victims here. However,
That's true.
he shrugged. It'll make their day no different than any other day.
I suppose that's technically accurate. Unfortunately.
He pulls out a single silver piece and he says, perhaps I can make this all go away?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help.
Oh,
Have I seen this dude on the train with us?
no, absolutely not.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little on edge. There was a weird ritual murder earlier today. So all this weird stuff is just putting me a little on edge.
He shrugged. How many other naked men have you seen?
Just you so far. But you know, the night is young.
Well, I mean, this is boring. And he starts to make a break past you.
I mean, I really have no reason to restrain the guy or think he's involved in anything. You don't happen to know anything about that ritual murder, do you?
As he's running past you, you say that. He
Yeah.
says, "Ritual murder?" And he seems genuinely surprised.
Yeah, there's like an exposed heart and a lot of entrails and...
And as he's getting to the door, "No, haven't heard anything!" And then shuts the door behind him.
So much for that theory. Well, back on the roof it is, I guess.
You climb back out the window, get back up to the roof, where you're.
I'll use prestidigitation to clean the place up a bit first.
Okay, all right. So you
Only
do,
polite.
do a bit of cleaning, and as you start getting out the window to climb up, you notice just a little bit below you is him. He's come up from the roof or onto the roof and then begun to climb down the outside of the building. He's about a floor below you, climbing down quietly, but you notice him mainly because of the gutter and the stuff that he's climbing down and shaking, and he's just heading on down.
I mean, I'm so curious, but yet this seems so pointless.
I don't think you're going to get much in the way of answers with this guy.
Yeah.
Just more questions.
Just, So you don't even take anything? I'll call down to him.
He calls up, "Not mine to take!
I mean, neither's the bath, technically, but
I didn't take it! I tried!"
what's the point then?
By this point, he reaches the bottom and he looks up and he says, "What's the point to any of this?" And then he just takes off running towards the train station.
Okay, now I want to follow him.
Okay, is he going to start climbing down?
I mean, I'll probably take the stairs.
Okay, so he's got quite a bit of a head start on you, and he's quite quick. By the time you get down the stairs, you're not going to be able to see where he went.
Okay, what if I climb down and keep an eye on him?
Roll me an athletics.
Okay, but I'm gonna use these bracers of mental might to substitute my charisma, I guess, for my strength.
Okay.
So how do I manage that? Change the bonus?
Just click, yeah. Just click where it says strength until it says car. And then roll it.
Boom.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, so you start climbing down pretty quick, and you sort of do some awesome slides, grab either side of it and slide down a floor at a time, go across, slide down. And you can
I did this in Dishonored once!
You still have a little bit of a sight line to him as he ducks into one of the repair yard buildings. So, the train track veers off to the side for putting an engine there if it needs servicing, or in a cart if it's to be stored. And he ducks off into one of those.
This had better have a payoff other than Flasher Dick, but okay, let's go.
I make no promises. But as you give chase, we're going to cut to everyone else. Okay.
What? What are you thinking? Dimitri.
So, Dimitri's drunk as fuck in the bar, polishing off the last of a bottle of fine vodka. You notice this room is considerably emptier than when you last looked up. In fact, everybody's left. Or leaving, I should say.
Left.
What the world? I guess I'll down the last of the vodka and, mope back to the train.
Yeah.
Did they At least this would have made sure that both the invitees were well out of earshot before he finally broke character.
So, you guys are left. Severian and Bree headed off somewhat earlier. What are you guys doing now? Are you just going to head and retire for the evening?
That's a great question.
Is Bree heading back to the train?
She headed back to the hotel room.
Yeah, she's back in the hotel.
Yeah, no, I don't need to sleep, so I'm probably gonna stay up because I want to catch Bree before, because they're having some sort of meeting tomorrow, and I want to follow them for that. So I'll just find a hidey hole to trance, because I'm a super special elf that only needs to trance for 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. The train is you can't actually sleep on the train overnight, can you?
Correct. The train tickets do provide you with a room in the hotel, though. Like it's included.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, the plan is just go back to the hotel, just probably stay up an hour tinkering fruitlessly with mechanic stuff, and then fall to sleep.
Okay.
After chewing Dimitri out.
Yeah. He's probably in no mood to be chewed out. And in fact, Dimitri, you don't even need to stay in the hotel. You, as a staff of the train, do get to stay in your staff quarters.
Yeah. I'll probably go and just slink back to the room, I guess, and probably pass out, given that I've had such a fruitful evening.
Okay. Roll me a perception. Yeah, roll me a perception.
Rightio.
You're drunk, so it's probably going to be high difficulty, but roll me a perception.
Oh, did you want it in the tier? Sorry.
No, that's fine. You, as you're slinking back to the train, you hear some voices calling out. Appears to be conversing loudly from across the street or something. And then you hear the crash of some metal, like something's been knocked off a shelf near the train. And then you hear nothing else for a short while. And then when you get back into the train and into your bed, you do hear what sounds like maybe down a cart or down the length of the cart, one of the doors open. But that's just the last thing you remember as you slip off into sleep. Sleepy land.
Yeah, I imagine I'm probably a bit too fucked up to probably investigate.
Yeah. And I mean, there would be other staff and stuff too, but that's just the last thing you remember at that part of the night. Alright. So it's Dimitri, Ryla, Orzov. Oh, Adasis as well as done. Orzov, what are you doing?
Well, there's no one left at the poker game.
Correct. Poker game is...
I guess I'll just go back to the hotel and sleep, because as a human, I need sleep.
Okay, you head back to the hotel. You grab some sleep, and on the way up to the room,
With both hands.
Yep, you take your sleep up to your room. Now, as you're going up to your room after you've been given your key, you pass Oliver Boone in the hallway, and he sort of nods to you. How's it going? Catch you in the morning. And
follow through with the appropriate small talk.
Yeah, small talk. How's the weather? Yeah, great, Frank. It's good stuff. And he opens a door 3 doors down from you, and...
Oh, wait, question.
Ooh, yep.
Was I there when we saw him leaving with the girl?
Yes, you were at the bar. And if you weren't, you've been filled up.
I asked him, how was that hot lady you seen leaving with?
Him having no idea that you have any idea about what happened, he smiles at you, and he says, "Fantastic. She's a wild one." And then he closes the door behind him and retires to his room.
I'll just note down what room it is so I don't forget. 3 doors down, did you say?
3 doors down from you. What number's yours?
42.
So he's 39.
suite?
No, I think it's just a room.
Okay,
No, he might have brought some sweet up with him, just like I brought some sleep.
possibly. All right, Trabro, what are you doing?
This Boone, I have literally no idea who anyone is.
Okay, I thought you were there when we introduced all these people.
No, I've been away for like 2 months.
Ah,
So,
all of these
I guess
people.
I'm just going to go to bed.
Okay, all of these people were met on the train. They're various travellers. Boone was a douchebag. Met on the train.
And they've all turned out to be weird murderers or traffickers
they've all been
or
weird.
nudists or...
Gamblers.
All right. So if you head off to bed as well, you get given your key. You're on the same floor as Orzov. And you're maybe a room or two down from him as well. Maybe 44. And
Sweet.
you head for bed. All right. Quinn, Ryla,
Yeah, what's up?
what are you doing? Oh no, you're translating. Sorry,
Uh,
you're done. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's cool. Okay, so back to Severi. You're chasing nudist man, Mr. Maple, into this shed. And as you do, there is a crash as you see him bounce off a stack of just metal discs that are stacked precariously high, and they tumble down behind him and make a big racket. And he sort of shouts out, "My bad!" And then you hear him call out, "Perhaps you can stop chasing me so I can have some sleep? Can continue this in the morning? What say you?"
Sure?
Says, "All right," and he's still sort of running through the area. You're chasing behind him. Says, "You stop first."
Where do you sleep exactly if it's not in any of the places you break into?
If I tell you, you'll have an unfair advantage.
In what?
Oh, finding me in the morning.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to have to find you all over again.
How about I find you?
Sure.
All right, I'll meet you on the train. Lunchroom, 11 o'clock. Still sort of, you realize he's just running around in circles in this room now. You guys pass the discs again.
Okay, bye. Wear some clothes, please. Please wear clothes.
Sorry, say that again.
Please wear clothes.
I don't think he's gonna wear clothes.
God damn it.
Tomorrow's gonna
Well.
be fun.
I guess it's off to bed.
All right, so you stop chasing him, and he sort of, "Hey, thank you," and you hear him stumble through various buildings and stuff as you start making your way back to the hotel. And as you head inside, you see him going to a cart door.
Going to a what door?
Sorry, Elise just turned the fan on, so it started blowing into the mic.
Tell her to knock it off.
Yeah. You see him opening the door of one of the tram carts and jumping inside, where you then lose sight of him beyond.
Yeah, okay. I guess let him sleep on the train.
Yeah. Okay, and that ends the night in Shiraj.
One night in Shiraj.
Okay, in the morning, there's a bit of exposition, which we'll just go through before we finish up for today. Hang on, what time is it? Okay, so once again, the train is set to leave at 7:30. First and second class passengers have their porters all bring their luggage down from the hotel. Yours are included. If if you guys go straight to the train, I'm assuming. Yep, everyone goes straight to the train.
Ryla, where did you think the meeting was being hosted?
I thought it was not going to be on the train. I should have
Yeah.
imagined it was going to be on the train, though, because I'm not a smart man.
Like to kind of have a chat with everybody beforehand, just so we can share information.
You're just catching up with each other. So you guys
So last
maybe
night
have an
went
early
pretty
breakfast.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'm not so sure I want to come back.
Has it looked like that Boone has left his room yet?
Boone is down in the breakfast area having his continental.
I'll inform the rest of the guys about him saying that he had a good time with that chick last night.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
Gross.
They did not seem the one least bit remorseful. And I'm gonna go check out his room.
Okay. Just in the order of, just in the interest of expediency, the room is fine. There's nothing in there. It is a hotel room, and it is in a hotel room state. The bed is slightly unmade. One of the soaps has been taken, and the toilet paper has all been rolled out.
Classic.
Take a shit on his bed. No, wait, that would just inconvenience the hotel staff.
Yep.
So-
Leave a scrawled note for him that just says "We know."
Well, he won't be coming back to that room either because he's getting back on
in
the
a
train.
place he's not coming back to.
All right.
You could leave it for the next person to come in.
Yeah.
The hotel staff that freshen up the place.
Yeah.
We know you've been freshening up this room.
We're Batman. This is our town.
We
So-
could use a Batman right now.
You could. At around 6:45, procession of police do show up and begin to try and question passengers. However, train conductor Zoran, who is the guy who's running the train, immediately is aghast. And when the police begin to ask any of his first class travellers any questions, he immediately pulls out all the stops to make sure they're not inconvenienced. And so no questions are asked of anyone other than those who are unfortunate enough to be only in the third class or economy class tickets. Meaning police never come close to you, nor Olivert, nor anyone else of any importance. As you guys are getting ready to go back on board after your discussion, your breakfast, you notice Malia, the train guard. She is directing a couple of large men carrying a huge chest between them. Excuse me, that is marked with the logo of a prominent gun manufacturer from Daynor. These appear to be the rifles that she has acquired for the safari that she mentioned. And you see her loading them into the first class lounge car's supply room. As well as the loading of cargo, you see some of the new passengers that are joining the train. There is a tall, handsome man with a briefcase strapped to his wrist by a leather cord, which I'm going to give you the name because I'm assuming with Dimitri he'll just pass you the manifest of anyone of interest. This man's name is Cardiff Hingehill.
Cardiff?
Cardiff Hingehill.
Like Cardif?
It's in chat.
Okay. Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah, that's right.
And he looks like that. He's of interest because when he joins the train, he does so by coming onto the platform, pushing through the crowd, grabbing Malia by the arm, and dragging her aside for a private word, which none of you overhear. But that is the only reason he is of interest before he gets onto the train. She shakes free of his grasp, but remains professional, and you see her quietly telling him something, and then pointing at the train where he nods leaves and gets on. He gets onto car 14. A little bit later, there's another couple of unusual people. It's a pair arriving in first class, a flat-faced tiefling man with an air of boredom, walking arm in arm with a sternly beautiful elf woman. You can see geometric tattoos are visible along her hands and neck, which I'll have a religion check from anyone who wants to try and identify these.
Sure.
Do I get a bonus for starting my
Oh,
own religion?
nice.
No. Sure. So those tattoos denote her as a oracle of the clergy. Both of them are dressed in quite high fashion, and their luggage is carried for them by a pair of private servants. As they walk through the crowd, onlookers are very much abuzz with speculation about these people. The man, according to the manifest, is none other than Luke Gier, which is that guy, which you've already seen, but that's him again. The reason the crowds are abuzz with a little bit of conversation of people around is because he has a reputation of something of as something of a shut-in, since he hasn't been seen in town for at least a few years. The woman, a few people throw out a few guesses, but no one seems to know exactly who she is. But people assume she is a bought bride. Yeah. The manifest identifies this, Dimitri, as Octavia Suckerdut. Suckerdut.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick. Huh?
Octavia Suckerdick.
Oh, that's actually unfortunate considering the trade.
Sacred oath.
I feel bad now.
She waves at the people that are sort of looking around at them, just very precise little gestures like, yes, I can see you. And before they get on the train, Luke pauses and talks to a few people. And then Bree is seen walking over to him. He nods, shakes his hand, and then she seems to walk away, but as you guys are watching, she just takes about a 5 to 6 foot distance and just continues to tail them. So she is now in position as the bodyguard for him. As he gets close enough to the train for you to hear Luke Gier as well, you notice he has got a very pronounced stutter. And he sort of gestures to the porters who are carrying the luggage. Octavia whispers something in his ear, and he says to the porters, the lady and then Octavia says, thank you. I say thank you. And he
Hey,
nods.
Chobra. Do you know this guy?
What do you mean?
Did you go to the same language classes to help? with this stuff?
This person has a stutter. I don't.
Adeusis, and anyone else
Hey.
trained in Arcana, please roll me an Arcana check for when she speaks.
Got it.
You got it? Anyone else?
Not trained.
Okay, cool. You notice that when she speaks, she is just mouthing the words, and you recognize and instantly identify that she is using a magic mouth to utter those words.
Interesting.
She appears not to be able to speak herself, or not willing to speak herself.
She's secretly Black Belt.
So is she just like sort of miming the words, is she?
Her mouth is sort of making shapes, and when it's pointed out to you, it does become obvious that she's not speaking as such. Anything she says is a short phrase like a thank you, yes, please, and no. She doesn't really offer any speech, but you do notice her making small gestures to Luke every now and then. It appears she is speaking in a recently developed sign language developed by Chrysalier, which is a different country.
So we obviously wouldn't know it.
Well, do any of you know it? Probably not. But yeah, the government of Chrysilla is the ecclesiastical monarchy. So she's part of the clergy of that country.
Isn't that just a fancy word for theocracy?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
What country is this again? I'm not.
Chrysilla? I don't know how to say it, but I'm the DM, so that's how I say it.
Mhm.
Which is the far eastern one. In
I
fact,
see.
the country where the train is going to end. In
Mhm.
Vendris, in Chrysilla.
She's an oracle of what god now? I'm not totally up to date with the gods of the setting.
There's no god, it's just known as the clergy, like the church.
I got it.
She is a oracle of a theocratical nation. Or an oracle. Throughout the rest of the morning, you guys cross paths with a few other guests. You find someone who the register identifies as a numerer with no last name. Ooh, didn't help. And they are a half orc as well, similar to the Damata family, though they appear to have no, they bear no relation to the Grientos family, Damata Grientos. But they are also traveling in first class. They seem to keep quite to themselves, and they stick out because they were a late addition to the roster. They were on the passenger register only from this morning, and added there by hand, Dimitri. So they're like a late addition to this
Okay.
roster.
And that's not really like normally these things are pretty far advanced. I imagine it'd be kind of like booking paley tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially for first class. A last minute first class ticket is probably very expensive. Probably reasonably unheard of. Most first class people don't do things at the drop of a hat.
Mm.
So, as the train pulls out of the station, throughout the day, you guys do your thing, just chilling with other guests in the lounge car, walking around, talking to people, various small talk. The train goes through a city or town maybe every hour or so, until finally, at about 4:51 p.m., it reaches a station at the base of a hilltop fort. And this station marks the border between Daenor and the Malice Land. So this is where, just here, before you're
Well,
due
I
to
guess
arrive.
the guy meant 11 at night, not 11 in the morning.
Oh yeah, sorry, no, yeah, you're right, PM. There's a boisterous band on the platform of the station, ready to greet you all, creating a festive atmosphere for a few minutes before the train slowly moves on. The air tingles and seems to shift temperature and humidity, but each of you seem to experience it differently. It's almost like it's based on one's own emotions, which, as Malia quickly confirms, is why the fort has the band. It's in order to keep the troops' spirits up, because any foul emotions can manifest in the foulest of creatures. Outside the train, as you guys move into the Malice Lands, the terrain south of the track is a bog, with jagged rocks rising out of it, and to the north, it's a flat sheet of ice, with each, with each sort of 20, 50 feet, there's a cluster of cactuses sticking out of it, the only things marking any sort of break in the barren wasteland that sits to the north of the train track.
Just a good old-fashioned ice cactuses.
Yeah, ice cactuses. As the train is moving through this land, Malia, the train guard, she comes through and is reminding you that while magic can work, because of the risks it poses, they must insist that none be used until the train reaches Arithia. An assistant with her begins moving all the clocks on the train forward 1 hour as you've now passed into a new time zone. And at around 5:20, Malia begins to start rounding up people who are interested in the safari. It's safari time. And with that, that is the end of our session. So we're going to stop there as you guys line up for your rifles, I guess. I mean, I could go longer, but that's our 3.5 hour mark. So
Yeah, and I have to pick up a pizza anyhow, so
Yeah.
this is a good stopping point.
yeah, exactly. I thought it was a good point. You guys crossed into the Malice lands, and we ended there.
Okay.
Sorry
Okey-dokey.
for like almost blowing your cover and stuff.
Don't apologize, man.
I kind of, yeah, like I said, I kind of messed that up. Then I was like, actually, that would kind of make sense for Dimitri.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Same.
Yeah, this was very fun.
I'm so confused.
You're just
Mr. Maple.
fascinated
I
by
can
that man,
imagine.
aren't you?
Yep, that guy's so confusing.
What have you even been doing on this train, man?
Mr. Maple is fantastic. Also, just so you're aware, he's the best character in this whole adventure. He may not be the best character written, but I'm gonna make him the best character in this adventure.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna
We'll
take
hold you
some
to
artistic.
that.
I have and will continue to take some artistic license.
You just made up the streaker thing, didn't you? That was all. That was all your artistic license.
Okay. Do you wanna know?
Nah,
Has-
it's all good.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not yet.
I will say in his description, it does say there's a shabby-looking gentleman wearing nothing but a long coat with patches and holes, and he smells rather pungently of bath oil.
Fantastic. You took something that not a lot of description and you made it your own, bud.
Gonna be fun. That is a nice contrast to Gory McBodyson, who died in the alleyway,
Yes.
having a bubble bath fight. All right, well, we'll end the recording there.